which why not invest a fraction of it in a good creative?
Just to add to this point, there was one seller like whom we were working, and that was the same exact time.
Mhm.
CTR was pretty low.
What would be one or two more points that can cause a good CTR to
So
come?
number one is couple of things. Number one is main image. Okay, that
Mhm.
should be so. Let's say today I go on Amazon, I type any main key.
What do you see branding and advertising, and how do you suggest intermediate seller?
So I always advise to go with sponsor products as the maximum, which is 80% of the budget. The reason being that they are the maximum placements are there with sponsor products.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rich Sellers Podcast. Today, I bring on a very special guest with me. Today, I bring on Mr. Viral Jan with me, the founder of Advertising Saga, Amazon advertising agency. Hi, Mr. Jan. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for the warm welcome, Sammy. Thanks for the warm.
Yeah. So we have been talking a lot, and I wanted to have you in our podcast because the case studies that you were sharing for your clients, I'm really amazed of it, and I wanted to have you in my show to talk a little bit about advertising, some mindset about sellers, levels of sellers, what are their mindsets, and how they can scale their business. We also talk about few challenges agency faces, and like that. So moving on, Mr. Jan, would you like to introduce yourself to our audience a little bit?
Sure. So, hi everyone. So, my name is Viral Jain, and I'm the founder of Advertising Saga. So, we run an Amazon advertising agency where we help 6 and 7 figure brands to scale on Amazon, primarily through SEO, PPC, and design. And I've been in this industry for the last 5 years, so I've seen like a lot, being as a seller, then as a coach, now like an agency. So, yeah, that's a little bit of an introduction about me.
Yeah, I think that is great. 5 years, that's a long period. So you have seen sellers starting from beginners to intermediate to advanced. So when we call beginners, they must be just starting out or just deciding to get into this business. Or there are also levels of sellers who are just starting out, or beginners who are just starting out, who have that tendency of understanding this business model as a get rich quick business model. So then we move on to the intermediate sellers, which may be doing 5-10 lakhs a month. Then we go to the pro sellers who are doing 1-2 CR a month, or maybe more than that. And when we talk with them, we have seen that their mindset are completely different, starting from beginners to going to the pro one. Okay. So when you talk about the mindset, let's talk about the intermediate sellers, because right now we know that there's a lot of intermediate sellers who want to scale their business. So what common mindset challenges you are seeing that, okay, these are things that this intermediate seller should know first, and that should help them to scale beyond what they are imagining?
So majorly what I've understood is the medium sellers, specifically when and talk about like Amazon and specifically India, most people do not understand that it's not a game of how big of a catalog that you guys have. It's more about understanding like the biggest mistake they would say is like they keep adding more and more products, and with the same advertising spend they want to like grow their sales. And what becomes the biggest challenge is when they keep adding more and more products and they keep pushing, like, maybe like the agency or the person that they have in house to spend ads, ads allocate like the budget that was initially there. It's the same budget they want to like scale the new ones also, the old ones also. The budget keeps shifting to the new ones, and the old ones which are performing good, they start kind of, suffer. Overall, if you see in like couple of months, they come to the same stage with more products, more inventory backlog, and that kind of restricts them. Second biggest problem that I've seen with intermediate people is um, they do not understand in optimizing the entire detail page and like taking their time out to really smash that out of the park. They launch product, but then they will not have like a proper detail page. They will miss the SEO part. They will have like few images, or they will do like low quality work, and then they will not even work on reviews, and then automatically like this thing that the sales will come. So the conversions go to the toss. So that's like the biggest thing that I've understood in the mindset. They keep adding a lot of catalog, and then the spend they want to restrict it to the same thing, which overall like stays the same. Like in 6 months, they keep adding more products, but at the end, if you see, it's a marginal difference in the sales, not that much, and then they kind of think the Amazon doesn't work, or they're stuck at that level for a pretty long period of time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was spot on about what you have shared. Also, you have shared about how sellers don't understand about, or they don't focus so much on their catalog, right? Which is, I think, the most important part that comes to Amazon, because in Amazon, people are coming to buy your product. So they are coming with the mindset to buy. And it is up to you how you convince them to buy your product, because you can't talk to them, you can't call your customer, you have to simply show everything on your listing. And also one thing, because sellers, they go first in raising their budget or advertising budget instead of focusing on their creatives or their catalog, is because that is the amount that gets debited from their account directly, and they don't have to pay through a card. Whereas what we have seen, it is a common mindset thing that we have seen, because we have a couple of clients who are doing everything from AMS account, where they have to pay through card, and that
Mm.
also helps them for the GST purposes as well. They have a different kind of mindset because they now see that they are paying. So how we generally tell them is, listen, you, let's assume you are spending 10,000 rupees a day in ads, out of which you're getting, let's assume in 10,000 rupees you're getting 1,000 clicks, and that 1,000 clicks at a 10% conversion rate, you're getting 100 orders.
Right.
So now your CTR is very low because your creative work is not good, because you haven't focused so much. Now let's assume you have done a good creative and that increases your conversion rate by 3%. That is an extra 30 orders a day.
Right.
So that simply can increase your profit margin by such amount. Or if we just call like this, that let's assume when your conversion rate was 3% lower, you are losing so much money. And if you just calculate that 30 orders and multiply it over 3 months period, you'll see how much you're losing, right? So instead of losing in a long stretch, why not invest a fraction of it in a good creative? That would
And
solve a
just
lot
to
of your problems.
yeah, just to add
Yeah.
to this point, like there was one seller like whom we were working, and that was the same exact time.
Mhm.
The CTR was pretty low. So we told
Yeah.
him like, let's revamp your creatives. Let's do a little bit better, because if we don't do this better, like I mean, the ACOS will keep shooting up because it was in a very competitive category. We did a split test, we did a new creative, just like the main image. And within a week, we were able to double their conversions, 2x. And that actually increased their sales like crazy. And with just like one main image, they were like able to clock an extra 50K a week with that one AC.
Mhm. Wow.
So that we had done it for free for them just to show the power of it. And then they kind of believed, okay, this actually works. Like, small changes in the CTR, in the conversion actually dramatically improves without even, overspending on ads. So these kind of important things, when we come up to them and tell them, most people are not okay. And when we show them this results, that actually, dials down and sinks in. So that's like one piece of the thing.
Yeah, I think that is really important for sellers to understand. Also, you talk about CTR a lot. So, when you talk about CTR and conversion rate, or CVR, or CTR or click through rate, what do you think sellers should focus more on, whether it is click through rate or conversion rate? What is your take on it?
So in 2023, I think CTR is the game changer as compared to like conversion. Primarily two reasons. Number one, if you see now, Amazon is doing a lot of changes in terms of how the reviews appear. Okay, so
Yeah.
now generally, if we see right now, if this
Mhm.
actually the test which is going on, if it actually materializes, what will happen is a person having 1,000 reviews and a person having like two reviews, they both hold equal chances of getting a play. Now, if that comes true, then a new seller has as much advantage as an old seller has. So now, what is going to be
Mhm.
the differentiating factor is going to be who gets the highest number of clicks if both appear at the same position, right? So, in my opinion, CTR is a big game changer because that will increase a lot. I feel if you can increase the number of clicks to your listing, automatically your sales will improve, even though the conversion doesn't improve, right? Because if you're getting 10 clicks at the same spend, but now you're getting 20 clicks, automatic, how much ever is the conversion, still the sales will improve. So I would say CTR is much more easier to improve as compared to conversion, because conversion would really require a lot of creatives to be changed, a lot of testing to be done.
Yeah.
But CTR is far more easier.
So, what do you think? What will be top 2 or 3 points that can influence the CTR? Let's assume we talk about, you talked about main image, right? You have done some change in main image and that have increased the CTR. What would be 1 or 2 more points that can cause a good CTR
So
pump?
number one is like so couple of things. Number one is main image. Okay, that
Mhm.
should be so. Let's say today I go on Amazon, I type any main keyword. if I see all the competitors are having similar kind of themes, we got to
Yeah.
differentiate. Like we got to be really, different. For example, if there's a mouse which is everything is in this angle, we should have something different,
Hmm.
like a different angle, or twisted. So that's like one thing which actually grabs attention. Secondly, what I've seen in terms of improving CTI is also if you can put like coupons or lightning deals, like green and red signs, then they see. That's also like
Yeah.
really good. And third thing, like which we have found really good success is putting the main keyword directly in your image. Okay, so if there is a main keyword, let's say if I'm selling vitamin C serum,
Yeah.
if I put that exact same thing in bold letters in the first main image, we have seen like people who are searching for vitamin C, they see that it's a congruency, right? What they search, what they see, they click on that. So that also gets a lot of
Hmm.
clicks. So these are three things I would say, like, I've seen actually the things work with that.
Yeah, I think there are one or two points that I would like to add that you also discussed. That is maybe the shipping time. Right now,
Mm,
90% orders are coming through prepaid, right? If I'm paying right now for something, I want the product to be delivered as quickly as possible. Maybe if that is possible, a genie could deliver it as soon as possible. That would be much better. But right now, Amazon delivers like 6 hours, 8 hours, even a day, 2 days, as quick as possible, right? So I think right now delivery time also impacts a lot.
yeah.
So moving on to this, we see when we talk about this intermediate sellers and then moving on to the pro sellers who are doing, let's assume, 1 2 CR a month, even more than that. We have seen there's a drastic change in their mindset when they talk about advertising versus branding. Okay. And
Mm.
when you also go to Amazon's dashboard of ads, we see sponsored products, which sellers are putting 80% of the budget right now as well. Then we have sponsored brands, sponsored display. Sponsored brands and display keeps on adding new placements every day, right? So, what do you see branding and advertising, and how do you suggest a intermediate seller who is aiming to go to a pro level? Let's assume they are doing 50 lakhs a month. They want to go to 80, 90 lakhs a month. What do you suggest them that, okay, listen, these are the ad types or these are the ads options that you need to try first and put this much amount of budget in sponsored products and this much in brands and this much in display?
So I always advise to go with sponsor products as the maximum, which is 80% of the budget. The reason being that they are the maximum placements are there with
Hmm.
sponsor products. And secondly, what we have done, like, I mean, I may not be like 100% right, but till what I
Yeah.
have tested myself and seen with other people as well and spoken to them in masterminds, we have understood any other ad type apart from sponsor products, they don't help in pushing organic sales. So if you
Yeah.
run sponsor products and you get sales, your organic sales improves for that keyword. But with sponsored brands, display or video, we have not seen any organic push happening. So it's like only ad sales that you will generate with these three ad types. But with sponsor products, you get dual benefit. So we put 80% over there. Rest is like video. 10% is video, and then 5% is sponsored brands. If really they have like a very good category and subcategory. I mean, they are not a trader.
Hmm.
Meaning they actually sell into one specific category only. Then we advise them to go with like sponsor brands, like 5% on that, and then rest is display. Display we haven't seen like any organic sales coming in, and sometimes like VCPM, all these are like false metric as
Yeah.
of now. So we don't invest that much money over there. So yeah. So just to
Yeah.
summarize, 18, 10, 5, and 5. Yeah.
Hmm. So if I just summarize what you have said right now, so you divide 80, 10, 5 and sponsored products, brands and display, and you only focus on brands so much if the catalog is into same kind of person, or
Yeah.
that means they're into same catalog serving the same person, right? Yeah, okay. So you told a lot about how ads and the placement varies, right? What we have also seen, and lately what we have also been working on, is geo ranking. So what
Mm,
we have seen is when we change the zip code or pin code, the results
mm,
changes, not only
yeah.
of ads but also of organic.
Search results.
So
Yeah.
we're trying to figure out some strategy behind that, and we tested few strategies out. It worked really well, but ultimately when we try to do searches multiple times, Amazon kind of their API blocks us and they slows us down to get the results what we want. So what we try to accomplish is just changing the zip codes and searching the keyword, then figuring out where our top 20 competitors are ranked. doing that multiple times for 30, 40 keywords. But ultimately what we have seen is if we do that in a single day from the same your IP, then things get to be a little bit messy. It slows down. We don't get good results out of it. So
Nice.
what we have also seen is sellers, just by adding few new VPOBs in their GST, by switching to new addresses, they have increased their sales a lot. And
Okay.
also I've seen you have shared a lot of case studies of such sellers who have just added new FPO warehouses of different state and
Okay,
increased.
the new states you're talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
So
we saw like a bump. One seller went from 22 lakhs to 33 lakhs in just 1 month by adding like four Sellerflex FCs in different states.
wow.
They are not like FBA, like it's a medical device. So yeah, I mean
Mhm.
definitely like we've also seen, so approximately from our point of view, 25-30% total sales growth happens when you are like you've registered almost all the clusters in Amazon FBA. So yeah.
So that is 22 lakhs to 33 lakhs just by changing the adding new warehouses, not adding any new products, right?
Yeah, no, like
Wow.
I mean, most of the sellers that we deal with, they don't add
Mhm.
so many products frequently. In fact, it's a reverse. The more mature sellers they are, they
Mhm.
they find products, they take their time, they do their market research clearly, they come with a launch plan, and then they launch rather than like other sellers who are like intermediary a little bit less. They just see what other people are selling. They have no idea how they are going to like cut through the market and just launch, right? So as compared to like people who are a little bit matured, like I would say like one CR
Mhm.
50 lakhs plus, they like clearly have an idea. They do their market research. They know how the market is going to be like. What is the advertisement budget that they will take? So it's a very savvy launch as compared to just rushing through the
Yeah.
and not knowing what to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, sellers who are watching this podcast, you can simply ask your CA which state you are getting maximum orders from. And just if that state is giving you a lot of orders, you should probably think of adding a VPOB of that state. I think Insta, I think something is there, Insta Space, who does
Mhm.
VPOB registration for you. Then you can add the FBA warehouse and simply sell it on that FBA warehouse, and you will get much more orders from that state. What we have also seen is stocking a little bit higher than normal helps to boost your sales a lot, because
Hmm.
now Amazon is confident that you will not go out of stock because they know your average order value, order volume, how much you are getting over a month. And if you have a little bit higher, they will try to push or give you more impression, not only in ads but also in organic positions when certain zip codes are being searched or certain people searches in that zip code. So
And
let's
Amazon is
go a
going
little bit
very,
about. Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
Amazon
yeah.
is going very heavy on geotagging, to be really honest. We have seen like people who are like, even like top sellers, if they are not registered in those states, if you change the pin code and you try to search, they will rank like a little bit lower than other people who have like better, lesser reviews or those things as well. But they belong to the same FC
Mhm.
or same state. They are generally getting a lot of higher organic visibility by Amazon. So that is true, and it is happening very, very rapidly as well.
Definitely, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about hiring people and what they should consider. So as an agency, we know how tough it is to hire the right talented people, right?
Yeah.
But we have also seen a lot of brands, they tend to go and hire people for their in-house team, and they should also know how hard it is that we go through, the challenges that we face when we go and hire a talent, and how their experience should be, how many type of ads they should know, what are the tools they should use, all this kind of skills that adds up to hiring a people, right? So what do you think a brand who is doing, let's say, 50, 60 lakhs a month or 30 lakhs a month, they should think of hiring an agency like, let's say, Advertising Saga, who has been handling a lot of accounts, or they should go and hire for their in-house team, which will be damn expensive, I guess, right?
So before even somebody could decide that they should outsource or they should do an in-house thing, my first question to you or like the person is, do you really know how does the advertising or anything work? If you yourself don't know as a founder, first of all, if you don't know, how do you recruit somebody? Like, what questions would you ask? How do you know that this guy is like, fluff or full of fluff, or he just has experience of
Mhm.
3-4 years?
Yeah.
I have witnessed many people having 6 years of experience, but when I come and like when I ask them basic technical questions, they are like puzzled. Like they just know like operational work of case raising and those things, and they have experience into that. So if the founder itself doesn't know a lot of things, I would say like
Mhm.
it's a red flag. You should first upgrade your knowledge if you really want somebody in house, or then
Yeah.
find somebody outside as an agency, because with agency you have a lot of trust, you have a lot of case studies, and you can like always take references from other brands of similar that they have managed. So I would say like if you don't have the knowledge, by all means do not hire in house. It will be like you'll be like stuck in that, because this guy could come and he could
Mhm.
like just do nothing. You will pay him and then you'll get frustrated, and again like it's difficult to remove once you hire people in house, right? So I would rather say to first get the knowledge or work with an agency. Only when you're confident yourself, it's better like to hire in house, because then you the chance of you hiring somebody is going to be much better. Yeah.
Definitely, I would definitely agree with you in this 100%. So let's assume there is a brand who wants to hire you, hire Advertising Saga. So how they can reach you? How what should be their steps?
So they can just reach out to us on our email. It's support@advertisingsaga.com. They can just drop an email, and then one of our team members will get in touch with them. They will book a call with them just to understand the requirement, and then book a call with our specialist, who will explain, like understand the challenges and see if it's a right fit, and then we'll explain them how we can grow, if we can help them to grow. Yeah.
That's great. I think we had a really good discussion today. So, for all of you guys who are watching, I will add all the links in the description so that you can reach out to Mr. Jan or Advertising Saga for your needs. Apart from that, Mr. Jan, where can people find you?
I'm there on YouTube all the way, right? So YouTube is there, LinkedIn is there. So these are two things where most people can reach out to me. Like, they can DM me on LinkedIn, and if they want to consume the content, which I keep posting like very frequently, they can just subscribe to Viral Jain on YouTube, and they will find all things Amazon on YouTube.
That's great. Thank you so much for coming to our podcast today. I hope we will bring you again and discuss more in depth on Amazon advertising. And for the people who are watching this, if you have any questions to Mr. Jan, you can just post in the comment section. We will make sure we answer all. Thank you, Mr.
All
Jan.
right.
Thank you for joining today.
Thank you, Sammy, for such a wonderful podcast.
Bye. Take care.